Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin is going back to Walter Reed Army Medical Center this evening. He will undergo a minimally invasive follow-up non-surgical procedure. The surgery is elective and scheduled. CBS News national security correspondent David Martin is following this for us from the Pentagon. So, David, what are you learning?
Well, he is going back this evening for this non-surgical procedure, which, however, is a serious enough medical procedure that he is going to turn over his responsibilities as Secretary of Defense to his deputy. So he is going to be incapacitated. This is, by my count, the fourth time he has been back to Walter Reed Hospital since December. He originally went in for prostate cancer surgery. Then over the New Year's, he suffered complications, went back in serious enough condition that they put him in the ICU. He went back again in February for complications of that surgery involving his bladder, and these appear to be more of those same complications that he is going to have another attempt to fix when he goes back this evening.
I mean, you were just mentioning, in your reporting in February, Secretary Austin came under scrutiny for not telling the White House, Congress, the public that he was in the hospital for that bladder issue related to his prostate cancer surgery. This time around, it sounds like he's doing things differently. How has the process changed this go around?
Well, I think he learned the hard way that trying to keep his medical issues private when he's Secretary of Defense just doesn't work. Back then, he not only tried to keep it private from the public, he tried to keep it private from the president. Today, we have an announcement before he even goes in that he's having this procedure, and we've had an announcement each time he has subsequently gone in after the first fiasco when we found out that he had actually been in the ICU without telling his commander-in-chief, the president.
Are there any concerns about him subsequently being able to do his job? I mean, the Defense Department announced earlier today Secretary Austin's supposed to travel to Singapore, Cambodia, and France next week. Do you think this will impact that trip at all?
Well, this is described as a scheduled and elective surgery. So presumably he scheduled this knowing that he was going to make that trip, and presumably he is counting on being able to recover in time to go ahead with it. Just this afternoon, he's meeting with the president of Kenya, who of course was at the White House yesterday. So he's put this in on a Friday night in an attempt to get it done before the long weekend, and then apparently try to be back in the office on Tuesday and ready to travel in the middle of the week. But we should note that that all assumes that everything is going to go well when he goes in this evening.
We have less than a minute with you, David, but I want to ask you, you said this is the fourth count. Has power been transferred each of those 4 times to the Deputy Secretary of Defense?
No, that was part of the debate during the last time. There was a delay in the transfer of power, and of course that's always an issue because the Secretary of Defense has enormous responsibilities with the conduct of military operations all around the world. This one is lined up in advance, and he is going to transfer his authorities to the Deputy Secretary of Defense.
Okay, David Martin, thank you so much for joining us on this breaking news. The Secretary of Defense going to Walter Reed tonight for a minimally invasive scheduled procedure. We appreciate you, David Martin. Thank you very much.